Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Scorpio in September 2019. What's going on, Scorpio? How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, guys, end of summer. I've told everybody my summer has gone the way it's gone, and that's okay. It could be a lot worse. So, hopefully you've had a summer just as good as mine, but hopefully even better than mine. Anyway, I hope things are going super well with you in your life. I hope you're, ending your summer well. Last barbecue or cookout maybe over Labor Day this past weekend here in the States. Whatever you were doing, I hope you had fun. Anyway, I don't know why I'm like so fixated on this end of summer. And I'm not a summer person, but for some reason this particular end of summer for 2019, I'm just like, oh, bye summer. I'm like a little like sad about it for some reason, and I don't know why. Enough about me though. Let's get into it. Scorpio, I have shuffled off camera. That's your main spread there. I will shuffle now on camera for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. The timestamp for that will be in the description box below. Also down there is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you want to ask a question before you place an order, you can email me at the exact same address and I will answer you as soon as I can, okay? All right, let's get it going. Let's do this thing. Scorpio, let's see that outcome. Show me Scorpio's outcome for September 2019. Please show me Scorpio's outcome for September 2019. Please show me. Ooh. Wow. I don't know why I said wow, but there it was. Wow. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. And let's flip the last remaining card. I came face down. Holy heck. What's going on, Scorpio? Let's figure it out, huh? Please show me where Scorpio is in September 2019. Please show me Scorpio in September 2019. Please show me. You got it, I think. Yeah? Yeah, I think so. Wow. You had a lot of different... You were bouncing all over the place energetically, so hard to pin down, but we got there. All right. Coming in to September, Scorpio, you come in with the Star card. Interesting. Major Arcana 4 Aquarius, so some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius, but you don't have to be. Oh, man. So, Scorpio, you're definitely secluded. As we can kind of see with that figure there on the card. Maybe spending a lot of time by yourself, maybe in a very quiet phase in your life right now, reflective, okay? Definitely listening more than speaking, definitely, passing on social engagements. If people are inviting you out and you don't have to go, you're not going to go. There's something here about needing this time. Because when we see the star, it indicates like an implored energy. Like you feel compelled or you feel driven to do something. And what is the thing that you're driven to do with the Star card energy? You're driven to take time to yourself. You're driven to take time to yourself to heal, to reflect, to ponder, to wonder, to question, and really get to a certain level of, I don't want to say enlightenment, but you're looking to have an epiphany or have an aha moment or gain clarity over something with the Star card. This is definitely needed. Like the Star card, I believe, this doesn't have a number on it, so I'm probably gonna butcher this because I don't remember the order of all the major arcanas, but I feel like the Star card follows the Tower. I think in the major arcana, I could just grab another deck and look it up, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to waste your time, but I think it follows the Tower. Tower is 16. I think this is 17. I could be wrong, guys. I could be totally wrong. But my point in being drawn to what has come before the start in terms of order in the major arcana in the tarot is that you need this because of something that has happened before whatever point we are at in your reading right now. Could have happened yesterday, could have happened 10 years ago, could have happened, you know, when you were 4 years old. I don't know. There's something that you are aware of that has affected you, profoundly affected you, and you need this time by yourself, quietly, to reflect upon it and to gain some clarity or understanding from it. I did mention healing, so you might need to be healing from a certain event, a certain trauma, a certain loss, okay? The star can be sort of mournful or melancholy, if not mournful, right? And I like it for you because the star also indicates hope, right? That big star that hangs in the sky there, indicative of the North Star, indicative of fate and paths in life and your destiny. And like, you know, if you believe in that sort of thing, conceptually, destiny, destiny and fate, right? If you believe in that, the undercurrent of those concepts is that everything happens for a reason, right? So you would be looking at this loss from your past or this trying situation from your past, no matter how recent or how far gone it is. And you're looking at it, trying to find not the silver lining per se, but like I said, some type of healing, some type of enlightenment, some type of understanding of something that you were unaware of previously, okay? And the star, in combination with the bird that's on the branch there, you feel guided. A lot of you are having this spiritual guidance or this spiritual awakening in partnership with this healing and this reflection. Either the healing and the reflection stirred these spiritual inclinations in you, or vice versa. You had a spiritual awakening or a spiritual nudge, again, from a spirit guide, maybe, with that bird being there. It doesn't have to be a bird, but this bird overlooks this female figure on the card. So you're being looked after, by a guide. And that then puts you on the path towards healing and reflection, or the path that you have put yourself on or that you've stumbled upon that involves healing and reflection has given you the key or has opened the gateway to you diving into this spiritual realm. Some of you are having some really profound shit happening, and I like it for you because even if this card is melancholy, and even if this is, you know, being in this space reminds you of all the things that have happened terrible in your life, or that one particular event that's terrible in your life, and you know, you don't even understand how it shaped you. You know, some days you're content with it, other days you're angry at the event or angry at the person or whatever we're talking about. There is growth with the star card. You are on your way towards monumental, pivotal growth. That's why I like it. I apologize and I sympathize with whatever you're going through emotionally, but you will be better off at the end of this. No matter what happens, you will be better off. That's nice. Now, what else is going on? Well, this is like saying the same thing like 3 times. Is that what this is? Is this like a response to everything? Wow, okay. Interesting. That's the first time they've done that, I think. Wow. Wait, how was that? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Or boom, boom, boom. Oh my God, how was it? Yes, that was it. Okay. I think. Yes. Okay. Sorry, that was a lot of me kind of talking to myself. But listen, this is the first time this has happened, I think, that I've done a reading ever where you're having... These are coming out in pairs, but they're also like a mirror. It's weird. So like this connects to this connects to that, and that connects to that. it's like a reversed mirror thing, right? And I think this side, 1, 2, 3, is external issues or external factors, and this is like what happens to you when you meet these external factors. I think that's what this is. You're gonna have a deep one. Buckle in. Strap yourselves in, okay? Now, where do we go? Okay, thank you. So, this spiritual thing that's happening here, there's also a more conscious, or, oh God, how can I think of it? How can I put this? Okay. You know how we all get into like certain practices that help us like work through a problem, right? Some people it's, doing housework. Other people it's meditation. Other people it's exercise. Other people it's sleeping all day and suddenly they wake up from a nap and they feel revived and they feel fine, whatever. This is like a spiritual retreat. You might or might not be doing that, but this is like some not heavy lifting, but this is more of a wider scope of what I'm about to talk about in the next card. That star card is like 10 times bigger than this next card, okay? Or if not 10 times bigger, it's just a different way of doing similar work or experiencing something similar. Like I said, these three are basically going to be repeats of each other, and I'll try to get the nuanced difference between them. Now, but your other position, because you're in all three of these, again, you're just inside your shell, as you tend to do sometimes, Scorpio. So next to that star card, you have the Hermit card. Major Arcana for Virgo, so some of you might be dealing with a Virgo, but you don't have to be. So more isolation, right? Same kind of motif we have with the star card, a person that sits alone on a mountainside or, out in the woods or wherever she is. We got that even more so with the Hermit. And the distance between the figures, like this Hermit is like a tiny little, man on a mountaintop versus, this very mid-ranged look with the star card here. So this is like even, what am I saying here? I'm not sure now. Because they're like, the distance. And I'm like, okay, yeah, the distance. Oh. The distance. Come on, clean that up. The distance. Okay, so the distance between, yes, got it. The distance between you and someone else, or other people, if not one particular person, several people, is pretty big because you're isolated. So emotionally, if not physically, some of you go to work, you go home, and that's like your whole routine. Like I said, people are like, hey, Scorpio, come on out for happy hour. Oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. Are you going to meet us down at the restaurant? And you're just like, oh, I can't. I don't feel well. And you just go home. Whether that's true or not, some of you really don't feel well because your body is so stressed, okay? So that might be the truth, or you're telling a white lie. You know your life, yeah? But the distance between you and other people is vast. It's vast. You've put yourself on this mountaintop, and again, the size of the Hermit, small. Some of you are really having a negative self-outlook or a negative self-perception. Or whatever you're going through, because I think these two, they're similar, but the Hermit does it in a different way. But before I get into what the Hermit does, let me go ahead and finish what I was going to say about the size. Look how small he is compared to the mountain. Look how much space that figure on top of the mountain takes up in comparison to the mountain itself, in comparison to the moon, in comparison to the sky. Many of you view whatever you're dealing with to be like a huge mountain, a huge impenetrable force or impenetrable piece of nature or landscape, yeah? It's so daunting and it's so intense and it's so massive that you're like a little, like, it's sort of like as if this human was an actual ant. You know what I mean? Like that's that proportion that you're seeing yourself with. I'm just little old Scorpio. Not that you're necessarily feeling incapable, you're just realizing that I'm so small as compared to the size of my problems. It's going to take me forever and a day to even begin to break down and understand whatever I'm going through, or get to whatever goal I'm setting for myself. I don't know. This is going to be so general. I don't think I'm going to get much of a specific scenario, but that is what they want me to draw your attention to with the size of this. The other thing that they want me to talk about is like the difference between the star and the hermit. So again, the star is like, you know, what's my path? What's my destiny? What does it all mean? It's very like existential, very macro. It's not microcosm, it's a macrocosm, right? The hermit is more interested in the micro, very much more interested in the day-to-day. So this is you analyzing patterns in your day-to-day life. You know, if you notice for whatever reason that whenever a certain someone speaks in your office, you get agitated, the hermit would, you know, jot that down in his notepad, because the hermit is sort of like a private investigator, is like, or, you know, like those detective dramas from like the early 2000s or like the 90s, or even going back to some shit like Matlock or like Murder, She Wrote. Like, that is what the hermit is. The hermit notices the details of other people or the surroundings around them and makes a connection between what happens on the internals when the stimuli is encountered. So you could have someone in your office or someone in your family, when they speak, your skin crawls and you're like, oh. And the hermit would be like jotting it down in his notebook. Okay, at 2:45 today, Andrew talked about his chicken salad and I wanted to throat punch him. And then the hermit would go and ponder why. Andrew's a nice enough guy. We get along. We've hung out a few times after work. But him talking about his chicken salad, is it because I hate chicken salad? And it's like the weirdest things. But again, the hermit is like a PI, like, you know, on the evidence board, like with the strings attached to all the push pins. Like, you're really trying to crack the case in your day-to-day mundane life. Why am I feeling this way when that happens? What is that trigger point for me? What does it signal? What does it mean? Yeah? Could be positive things. Could be positive things. You know? Every time I hear, you know, a song by Whitney Houston, I want to dance. And it could be like that sad, you know, music she had from The Bodyguard. For some reason, I Will Always Love You puts a smile on your face. You're supposed to cry at that song, not smile, but that's you. You know, so you're just trying to analyze what different things, how different things affect you. Different people, maybe. And this is quiet work, you know, just like a good old PI, just like a good old private dick. The hermit acts alone, acts in inconspicuous ways. So if you are literally jotting down notes of what you feel, like maybe you're keeping an emotional diary, or maybe you're keeping, you know, just reacting to things every night. You go home, you crack open a journal, or you crack open your laptop, and you're just like, this is what I'm feeling at this moment. And you're just writing it, just like stream of consciousness. Nobody else knows you're doing that. You know, there's a method to the madness of the hermit, because the hermit, again, based on Virgo energy, is interested in like charting the results. You know, not in the sense of being guilty, but leaving a paper trail. So you could go back to 2 weeks ago. Oh, 2 weeks ago I said this. And then I also mentioned it yesterday, and now I'm feeling it again. It's like noticing the pattern, okay? Now, this is alone. And that's not... Some of you are questioning something about being alone. Because, like I said, you are here, here, and here. And I can see already there are 3 separate solo figures. There's something for some of you, not all of you, something about being alone. What that means to you, how that triggers you, how that affects you, what that makes you feel, what that makes you think, I don't know. But if I had to guess, some of you are uncomfortable with either being alone. Well, that's the way it is. Some of you are going to be uncomfortable with being alone. No. Hold on. Some of you are comfortable with being alone and uncomfortable with being with other people. And you feel abnormal for that. And I don't know why. Everybody needs alone time, right? But I don't know. It feels like you feel abnormal for doing what you're doing, or you feel abnormal for feeling what you're feeling. And I don't know. I don't want to get into it because I'm not a psychologist or anything like that, and I don't know your situation, but it feels like somebody out there is just like, I feel so weird feeling this way. I feel so weird doing these things. I should go to happy hour. But you're just like, I can't. And like you convince yourself that this is the weirdest thing. Like you're suddenly now, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and people are looking at you like you've got, two heads, and you're just like, don't look at me. It's just like, okay, you don't want to go to happy hour. Like people aren't thinking negatively because you are being quote unquote antisocial right now. I think most people are understanding it. If people are like poking and prodding at you and be like, hey Scorpio, come on and be social, like they're kind of probably not even thinking that you're weird. They're just like trying to have a good time with you. So I don't know, someone out here is overthinking the being alone thing, and they're worried about how that is being perceived by others. Interesting. Okay, so what I said earlier about how these are mirrors, these three are mirrors to these three. The mirror to the Hermit is the Ten of Cups. Interesting. And I haven't jumped in a long time around the board, so that's kind of interesting. Ten of Cups. Happy families, yeah. Happy home life, allegedly. Because this is the mirror, right? Ooh, okay. This is going to be hard to explain. This is going to be hard to explain. Okay. You see how there's these two silhouetted figures there? You've got the cups in the air over that sunrise in the back. And even though it's a muted tone, even though it's kind of gray or bluish, it still represents something pretty happy. Something that's supposed to be joyous and fulfilling, right? That is the image standing in front of the mirror. This happy, contented situation. Family probably is what this is. It could translate into your work life, if I'm honest. This could be, you posing for like, department photos, or, the photo for your badge and you're smiling so brightly, whatever. But this is that image of happiness, contentment. The reflection in the mirror is the Hermit. Isolation. Feelings possibly of loneliness, or being ostracized, being an other, or being somehow out of the fray, out of the realm of what is normal. Again, some of you are like feeling super abnormal in the middle of a situation where you're supposed to be so happy and fulfilled and really having amazing connections with other people. So again, another way to think of this is like feeling alone in a crowded room. Many of you are feeling that. Alone in a crowded room. Now, like I said, it could be work, could be other, social situations. It could be you do go to happy hour and the whole time you're just like, I want to leave, I don't want to be here. And, maybe the whole time you're not really talking to anybody. You're just sitting there sipping on your Jack and Coke, sipping on your seltzer, and you're not really engaged in the moment. Some of you are engaging, but inside it's like a chasm. It's like you sitting on a mountaintop. You could be in the middle of a conversation with someone, joking, laughing it up, but on the inside it's like just you by yourself, feeling out of place, okay? In all these situations. There's another layer here, which I mentioned a second ago, and I'm going to go into it a little bit, I think. This happy home thing. Very, very, very heavy. Heavier than the other stuff, I think. Because, to a certain degree, in terms of work and other social engagements, hanging out with friends and doing all that kind of stuff, we're expected to sort of smile and smile through it and sort of play up the pleasantries, right? In your home, Scorpio, if you're not really happy, but you perpetuate happiness, that's a big disconnect. Someone is living that. Someone is living that as I speak. It looks all good when you come home. Oh, hey, hi, how was your day? Oh, it was good. How was your day? Blah, blah, blah. And like, hug, kiss, say hi to the kids, da, 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 da. But for you alone, even when you're with your family, the people who allegedly love you most, care for you most, and they probably do, by the way, this is not a critique against them. I think there's something, okay, there we go. I got it. Some of you are having a problem with, for lack of a better word, submitting, adhering. Oh God, these are not the best words, but it's kind of what it feels like. You are not feeling like a part of the family for whatever reason. If you're the child, let's say, you don't feel like, maybe you feel like the black sheep, and maybe it's deeper than that. Maybe you're just like, I don't relate to these people. What the fuck? Am I adopted? And like, you're literally sitting there looking at your mom, looking at your dad, looking at your brother and your sister. And like, you can see the physical features that you share with them. Like, I do look like them, but I don't feel like them. I don't feel like this. Again, that's like that mirror image that I was sort of trying to convey before. Or that idea of smiling in a photo, even though on the inside you're grimacing, you're crying, you're angry, whatever it is. There is a difference and I don't know that it's about you perpetuating or giving pretense. I really don't think it is. I think you are yes, that's why. You're waking up to this. You thought you were happy before. You are now realizing, son of a bitch, I'm not happy. This is bigger than I'm not happy in a marriage. This is bigger than I'm not happy in my career. This is bigger than I'm not happy in whatever. This is bigger than your surface, quote unquote, your surface satisfaction and contentment, because that star and that hermit is deep in you. Your psyche, your consciousness, your spirit, your soul. Something has cracked open and revealed to you that I'm supposed to be happy here, in my job, in my home, within myself. You're looking at your own social media. You're scrolling through your own Facebook and IG. You're looking at all the things that you've done over the past few years, all the trips you've taken. You're like, this is great. That was a wonderful trip I took last year with my family to Cancun. Oh my God, the company barbecue was so much fun. Like, maybe whatever. I was volunteering and I was down at the animal shelter. You're doing things that are supposed to make you happy, but for some reason, with whatever happened, that pivotal moment that the star is focused on or aware of has disabled. Wow, what is that? What's that? Ooh. The image I see, how in like movies or TV shows, because that's all I talk about around here, where there's like a ground and like an earthquake happens and you see the ground open up and pull apart, and down in the ground there's like, churning lava or some shit like that for dramatic effect. But that's what it is. Your ground has opened up. There's a separate side over here and a separate side over there. A very recent image I remember of this is like one of the recent Star Wars movies where, what's her name, Rey and Kylo Ren, they're like separated that way. Similar. But it happens within you. It happens in your reality and your situations and circumstances, at home, at work, everywhere, really, everywhere. My God. So, Scorpio, that's heavy, because it's touching everything. If you think about that, when the ground opens up, if some of you have lived through an earthquake or like a tsunami or any of that stuff, like a sinkhole, when that shit happens, it happens. It's like, and it changes the landscape forever. It runs for miles. It sends shockwaves for miles. This whole thing has disabled your life. And again, I don't know what it is. I feel it's mostly anchored in the star energy, which I feel still is good for you because it's a growing point. You're growing from whatever you're experiencing. Now, what else do we have? So, this Ten of Cups situation gives you this in some form or fashion. So, an opportunity, a chance. In love, sure. And that's the thing. Some of you are like, if this is weird, okay. I feel this family thing. It could be your own primary family, like your marriage, your commitment, whatever. Or it could be your extended family, your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your cousins, all that kind of stuff. Or just the concept of family. If like you're not, living with anyone, if you are solo dolo out here, you live with your goldfish and your pet turtle, I don't know. The concept or the reality of a family dynamic, a little bit for work for those where this is more pertinent to your workspace, is repetitively giving you this. Or, oh boy, this is going to be different for everybody. This might be recent. I don't think this is what the star is reacting to, but maybe it was the catalyst, like the ignition point. Or it worked in tandem with whatever happened previous that I was talking about, like in your history, like 2 years ago, 15 years ago, whenever it was, 2 days ago, I don't know. This offer could come in many ways. Here we go. Here are some of the ways. If it's work, here's a chance at a promotion. Scorpio, we think you're great. We want to keep you on board here in the company. Here's a role that's opened up. Do you think you want to apply? Okay. In work, Scorpio, there's a chance for you to go and present at this conference. We think you would be great for this. It would be a great opportunity. It's not necessarily a promotion, but it certainly is a chance for you to cut your teeth and prove yourself as a blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Also in work, the actual, could be like a gift also. Like, hey, Scorpio, you've worked here for 5 years. Here's a little gift card to the Cheesecake Factory. And for some reason, you're just like, for some reason, that gift is just like blown your mind and like it's spun you out for some reason, okay? At home, this could be an apology from your child, from your husband, from your wife. This could be you giving an apology well, actually, no, this is coming towards you. Scratch that. These are things coming towards you. So apologies coming to you. Offers of like a date night from your partner. Offers of help and assistance from your parents, Oh, you're living up in the big city. Do you need anything? Mommy and I, we could send you, a couple $100 if you need it. And you're just like, like it makes you uncomfortable. All of these offers of people supporting you, valuing you, showing you that they care or giving you the opportunity to prove yourself in terms of work and in the family a little bit also. You're just like, no, I don't want that. No, I don't want it. Here's that gift card to Cheesecake Factory. You have to take it. Otherwise, you're kind of that weird person that rejected, a $20 gift card to the Cheesecake Factory or some shit like that. But it like makes you uncomfortable. Got it. Because if you accept the offer, if you accept the promotion, if you accept the chance to speak at the conference, if you accept the gift card, if you accept the apology, if you accept the date night, if you accept the money from your mom or your dad who wants to simply help you out to pay bills, whatever they're doing, if you accept, you then become beholden to a certain image that you do not see yourself as a part. You don't see yourself as a part of it. Wow. I don't know how. I'm tapping my stomach. I'm a little not queasy, but there was a little like in my gut here that said no. Are you ashamed? I'm just asking because I'm trying to understand because I don't relate to this at all. Okay, but I feel like, is this coming from a place of shame? Is your resistance, is it coming from a place of shame? Is it coming from a place of again, having to be beholden to an image that doesn't agree with you. Why doesn't it agree with you? If you've worked at that job for 5, 10, 20 years, now all of a sudden, after all that time, it's not working for you. It happens, but it seems to be coming out of nowhere for you, for other people, if they know about it. I'm going to assume most people don't know you're going through this. I, as your reader, happen to know, because I can feel it. It's like you're shocked that this is even unfolding for you. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Oh, look. The bird. It's not the same bird, but okay. There's a, there, I got it. So you got the bird, the guide, the spirit guide, whatever it is, either an actual animal, someone, and some of you might not even know or believe in this stuff, so that makes it even more complicated for you. But there's a bird here and a bird here. This is you're on some kind of karmic destiny path, fated, something bigger than you is going on, Scorpio. And you might be so unaware or incapable of really making heads or tails of it that it's blowing your mind, that you are unhappy in happy circumstances. I get it too. I would be like floored as well. Like, why can't I be happy? Maybe some of you are like, I fucking love the Cheesecake Factory. Give me all the gift cards. I deserve it. I work my ass off here. But you get the gift card, or you get the apology, or you get the date night offer, and you're just like, I'm uninspired, I'm not interested, I can't accept it, and you feel this need to back away. You feel this need to retreat. There it is. Because again, everything is mirrored. So that's what happens in your external, right? You get the offer, you're offered the promotion, you're offered the opportunity, you're given the apology. Someone necessarily in a family situation, like a primary family, this could be someone saying, I want to get serious with you, and you've been dating them for a while, and you're just like, but no. And they're like, but we've been together for 3 years. Don't you think we should move in together? Don't you think we should get engaged? And you're like, no. Even though your social media and everything you've done up until this point, Scorpio, has pointed to your answer being yes. That is also what's going on here. You have been doing it. You have been making it, and you meant it at the time. I'm going to say that. You meant it at the time. When you agreed to move in, you meant it. Now that the day has come, the movers are here, the boxes are packed, you're just like, holy shit, what am I doing? You meant it when you said I do. Now that it's been a few years afterwards, this is not about not falling out of love. I think you might be still in love with your spouse if you're married. But there's something that no longer jives in the situation. So your partner, husband, wife, it doesn't matter, is like, hey babe, oh, I can't wait to go on our date night on Friday night. Maybe you have like a date night once a month, and you're just like, and that has been your routine. And you've been doing it. You've had great date nights. You've enjoyed it. It's been romantic. It's been effusive. You've enjoyed their company. They've enjoyed your company. You go home, you have a nice little, marital bliss together. Nothing is wrong. On the surface, deep inside, out of nowhere, it no longer appeals to you. You love them. You love that they're trying. You love that they're loving towards you. But damn it, no. You are like, hell no. And you feel bad about it, okay? 4 of Swords here. This is like being on a timeout. This is actually like, they're giving me like infirmary, okay? Maybe some of you are having like a short hospital stay, God forbid, but maybe some of you are having a little bit of a breakdown, okay? This is you checked out of it. I can't participate. I don't want to participate. And you're finding excuses to pull out of engagements. You're finding excuses for you not to go on that business trip to speak at the conference. You're finding excuses, or, you get the gift card to Cheesecake Factory, you turn around, you give it to the person that sits in the cubicle next to you. Hey, do you want this? And they're like, okay, I guess. You really don't want it? You're like, no, I can't take it. Just take it off my hands. There's something about You being asked to participate in this happy family, happy work life, happy, 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 and no, I can't participate. Wow. Infirmary. Let's go back with that. Thank you. Infirmary. You feel sick. Many of you. Your nervous system. You know, maybe you're not eating well. Maybe you're not sleeping well. You feel ill because of all these things. Because again, Scorpio, I don't blame you. I don't know how you're doing this, but I feel that you're doing this playing along as much as you can. As much as you can without revealing this or this or this. What? No, just, yeah. Without revealing the star or the hermit, whatever you're doing with those two energies, it gives you sickness. You're making yourself sick. I don't know what that will do for you in the long term. I don't know how long you can ride that out, but that's what's going on. Again, not sleeping well, not eating well. You know, maybe you've dropped, certain health routines. Maybe you used to hit the gym or the yoga studio like 3 times a week. Now you're just like lucky to get there once a week. Yeah. You've put a lot of things on the shelf. And I think it's because whatever's going on is so profound to you. You don't understand it. I don't understand it. I'm trying my best, but I don't fully understand it. Because I think the pieces haven't really fully come together yet. The pieces of the puzzle have not even, if you imagine doing a jigsaw puzzle on a table, you're missing some pieces. Some pieces look like they belong to another puzzle, Some pieces are really tiny. Some pieces are huge. You are not able to fully construct the puzzle that's in front of you just yet. You're able to put some things together, but ultimately it's still not a complete image, this puzzle that you're trying to construct. Again, going back to sort of what I said about the hermit and being a private eye. You're in front of that evidence board, strings on push pins going everywhere. You're trying to analyze. You're trying to figure out what is happening here. And you are coming up short. Man. Now, what you're holding me up. Not you, my guides. You're holding me up. What's the problem? Okay. Okay. I think. Hold on. Ooh. Okay, listen. This is about to take a turn. In a way, I'll try my best to sort it out elsewhere. But listen, your last card on the main board here, the Lovers, major arcana for Gemini. So some of you might be dealing with a Gemini, but you don't have to be. Listen, this, for some of you, not all, is something new. Someone new, something new. But someone new. They're like someone, okay, someone new on the horizon. And oh God, I have to tell you, this is, I don't know what your status is. Married, not married, single, not single, it's complicated. Whatever your situation is. In terms of love and romance, this is someone new, whether you're partnered or not, that has come into your realm, into your life, landing like a damn meteor, like crash, boom, right down in your life. And you have been fucked up by this arrival. So that is clear for some of you. Not all of you, but for some of you, part of the puzzle that you're trying to construct is down to this person. Now, in terms of love and romance and how this would translate into a person, yes, I looked down and that's why. Destiny. Again, fate, destiny, your path. Why? Another bird. Bird here, bird here. This is love offers coming from your happy home or just people that support you and know and love you, right? but you're resistant to that offer. Something nudges you that says, that's not exactly what I want. That's not exactly what I want. And you think you should want it. I should love date nights with my spouse. I should love this gift card to Cheesecake Factory. I can't wait to get down there and spend this $20 purely on cheesecake. You know you should be happy with what is offered to you, but something is nudging you and saying, this is not the offer you really want. This is not the opportunity that you really want. This is not exactly what you want. This is what you want. Okay, so, ay, Dios mío. The lovers, as the name suggests, and kind of what we understand traditionally about this, it really is about a pivotal connection with another person. Guys, you've been with my channel for a while. You know what I'm about to say. Some of you will be dealing with a soulmate-y thing. A soulmate connection. Some cases, maybe a twin flame thing. I've been saying that more often on this channel, and I've had this channel for over a year. And this is like the first time I've consecutively used that word within readings. So some of you are dealing with that type of connection. Some of you are questioning, is it that type of connection? Some of you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And you're like, what? Soulmate? Who? Them? And you kind of know who I'm talking about. Or some of you are going, yeah, I know it's them. And you feel panicked. Because how can you reconcile? How can you account for having a soulmate or a twin flame or whatever you believe in or whatever you think this person is to you? How can you rectify that if you already have a family life? That spells trouble for many of you, if not all of you in that situation. Because I don't feel, maybe in some of your cases, you know this person in that way. You have spoken to them. You have a connection. You have a conversation with them. You know them. Some of you don't know them. Like, they're around. You've seen them. Maybe you've met them once or twice. But you don't, like, know them. Others of you, you know them biblically, okay? No matter what level of connection you're at, like as far as like how much you know them, how long you've known them, whatever it is, it has hit you like that meteor crashing into the ground. Down into the, right? Making contact. Kaboom. Blows up your world. And you're in a panic? You're in all the things. You're in all the things. You're feeling all the ways because this is upsetting your apple cart. You thought you were happy before. Again, I'm going to pull this away from romance in 2 seconds. You thought you were happy with your husband, your wife, your long-term boyfriend, girlfriend, the person you just moved in with, the person that you just said yes to when they proposed to you. Okay? Even though you were like, oh my God, really? Okay, sure. You know what I mean? Knowing somewhere else, there's this. And I mean, look at it. I mean, there's a difference here. Okay. There's a difference here because the Ten of Cups is usually after some time. So we can assume that Ten of Cups couple is a little older in age, right? But that's the vision, like the long-term thing. There's more passion. Like you see how the Ten of Cups, like they probably are a couple, but they could be, siblings. They could be friends. We don't know. The lovers, I don't know a brother and sister that look at each other like that. I don't know a pair of friends that look at each other like that. There is an intense passion attached to whoever is in that lover's card for you. And it really has wrecked you. Really has wrecked you. Okay? Now, again, the link is that in these 3 cards, you've been guided. You've taken offers or you've entertained offers that you knew intuitively weren't in line with what you wanted. Something in the star has been nudging you. You want something else, Scorpio, or sit here and contemplate what's going on. And you're like, why? I should be happy. I should be fulfilled already. Then with that bird, which is bigger display, right? The wings are open. These two are perched. This bird is flying. It's more of an attraction, more of a draw to that connection. And you're guided there as well. Intuitively from your guides, from whatever spiritual work you're doing, it's just like, what can you do? Now, outside of love and relationships and romance and all that kind of stuff, what do we have? How is this? Ay, Dios mío. So this would just be in talking about your passion then, especially in like a work situation, or especially, oh, okay, thank you. Oh, there it is. Okay. So remember for like a split second, I was mentioning how that 10 of Cups and the offer was like your parents like offering money to help you because they know you're having trouble making the rent or something like that. This Lovers is you wanting to, maybe you do have a roommate or a partner that you live with, and you want to have you and your partner be independent. This would be then hearkening to either by yourself or in a couple that you are happy in, or that you're trying to make work, whatever, that we become independent together and we are not reliant. That's okay, thank you. That is what the Lovers is. It's like a bubble around whatever connection this is, or around whatever energy this is, where it basically is able to oh man, it's like, okay. Remember earlier I told you about like the earth opening up and like there's like hot lava in there? That's where the lava is, the Lovers. It's this churning, passionate thing, and you can't contain it. It contains itself. It repels everything else. So this is about, in a roommate situation or a domestic situation where you're happy and you want it to be just you and your partner. You don't want your relatives, you don't want your in-laws knowing your business. You don't want your in-laws stepping in to give you a helping hand. Even though a lot of people would kill for that option, Scorpio. A lot of people would be like, oh my God, I wish my parents would offer me money to help me pay for some of the bills around here. We're strapped. Scorpio, for whatever reason, you're just like, I don't want to be reliant on my parents. I don't want us to take money from your parents. I want us to stand together and be able to do this by ourselves. Yeah? So it's this, okay, that makes sense. Isolated. This is isolated, but now with two. Remember, you're isolated here, here, and here, all by yourself. Now you're isolated with someone else. Wow. Crazy. In the work situation, let's see. Could be that you want to start your own business or get into business with someone else. You know what I mean? Could be you no longer want to work for anybody else, maybe. You know? I just want to start out on my own, but you're like 48 and you're just like scared. Or you're 48 and you suddenly have this brilliant idea to do something on your own, but society and the trappings of your life, you know, you've got a 401k, you've got a strong dental plan, you've got all this, you've got your kids that rely on you to keep bringing in a solid paycheck every week or every month or whatever it is. How could you all of a sudden want to be the owner of a restaurant? You've been working that corporate life, you've been excelling in that role, and suddenly it's not satisfactory enough. Suddenly you feel this inspiration to be an independent business owner, right? This is just an example, by the way. But other people rely on you. It's risky to do this. No matter where we're talking, this is risky. That Lovers, risk. The person who stirred up your emotions, who's not your husband or your wife, not your boyfriend or your girlfriend. The potential business partner who also wants to go into business with you. I love the idea of being a restaurateur. I love the idea. Let's do business together. And you're like, but my dental plan. But my 401k. But my kids, private school tuition. Can I do it? It's like a risk is involved if you were to take that path. But let me tell you, Scorpio, you can do what you want. You can always do what you want. In this reading, 1, 2, 3, you're guided. You're guided. Even here as well, with the Hermit and the Four of Swords, because these are times of reflection. These are times where you're able to, these are events and times where you're taking the time to think it through. rationalize it. All right, sorry, Scorpio, sorry about that. So yeah, these are times where you are trying to put rational thought with the Hermit, but more so with the Four of Swords. You're trying to put rational thought into what you are being led to do. Like, you really feel led, you feel guided, you feel pushed, and it doesn't make sense. Even if you're a spiritually inclined person, even if before you've seen this video or you've done anything or you watched any other tarot reading or whatever, you may have come into this being open to this esoteric space, this metaphysical space, huh? But now it's like ramping up. It's like intensified. It's so intense now that you're kind of like, how can I be sure? Am I crazy? Am I delusional? Am I making this up? You don't know. I'm pretty sure you're not delusional, but given what's going on in your physical world, your mundane life, it seems crazy. It seems so crazy. I've worked at the same place for 20 some odd years, for 15 years. They're offering me a promotion. They're offering me a sweet retirement package. They're giving me this. They're giving me these opportunities. It would be crazy to drop this solid, stable, secure situation and roll the dice opening up a little pizzeria in my hometown. Why would I do that? Because you feel passionate about it. You feel led to do it. You know? Additionally, or not even additionally, but going back to what I was saying earlier about how some of you perceive this lover's connection with a person or with this, you know, lust and desire to start your own business or whatever it is, you feel it's a part of your path. Like it's like your destiny, right? And that kind of outranks, quote unquote, outranks anything that came before it, is kind of what this feels like. Oh, that's intense. That's very intense. Let's move on to your outcome, because this has gone on a long time. You might get the, I see now I've lost the counter, so I don't know how long this has gone on for. But anyway, your outcome, Queen of Cups, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So here you are probably waking up from that time out there in the Four of Cups, maybe coming out of your dormant, well, not dormant, but your hibernation phase with the Hermit, and maybe having a clearer perspective. Because I feel the heavy anchor for this entire reading was the Star card for you. I think that is the, what if you were to focus on anything here, some of you are like going to be really focused on that Lover's card. Focus on the Star and everything I said about the Star and what that energy is here to do for you, or how you're meant to utilize it, how you're meant to sort of work with the energy and transmute the energy. Okay, that's what I would suggest. Now, as the outcome with your Queen of Cups, maybe after you've done some of that work with these three cards, and maybe after you've gained some perspective based on what the Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups, and the Lovers is in your life, you're able to come out with a little bit of a clearer head, right? Like, I really, again, with that infirmed feeling, I feel a lot of you have been like just out for the count, just, you know, not TKO, but you know, certainly you just haven't been in your best form, right? Queen of Cups, you come out a little better, on the mend, yeah? Maybe sipping an herbal tea, maybe having a detoxed, a tea to help detox your system. Maybe some of you, I'm not seeing it here, but just for the sake of the argument, because we all do things differently, like maybe some of you have been drinking too much, or like I said, you're not sleeping enough. Maybe finally you had some sleepy time chamomile tea, you know, you put some, you pop some melatonin and like you really sleep for like a weekend. You're just like, I'm going, like I'm having like a 10-hour day with just sleep, okay? So this Queen, I feel, is here to get you back on track, give you clearer perspective. I think you're going to feel a little bit more confident and ready and able to face the day. Some of you are, you're doing it. No, I don't think most of you are failing at doing this. I think most of you are meeting your day head on, and you're doing what you need to do from, you know, working hours to nighttime hours. I think you're functioning, right? I think this is going to be when you get to a better place of functioning. And you see it now. Well, say it again. She's open. Okay? She's open. What they mean by that is she's open. Look at the moon around her head. That's that intuition. The Queen of Cups is super intuitive, right? Some might say she's a little psychic. Maybe some of you are a little psychic. As a Scorpio, definitely. A good portion of you are psychic. And you might not even know it. This is being aligned with some type of intuition, some type of guidance, some type of, I know now what I need to do, is kind of what it is. That's like that moment in the movie where the hero goes on their little, journey of, fighting themselves and learning what it means to be a hero, and then they come back and they're ready to get into the big fight. They're ready to face their nemesis, right? And I don't think you're necessarily coming back as the Queen of Cups, like with a vengeance, like trying to fight off your enemies. I don't think it's nothing like that, but you are certainly, now what you have to do. Now, think about the Queen of Cups. She's firm, she's stern, she's resolute, but she's also gentle. So, what do I mean? If you are having to change your circumstances in whatever area of your life we're talking about here, Scorpio, you will do it with kindness. If you have to let someone down in work, at home, in your dating life, if you have to, you know what I mean? There's, yes, that's where it's coming from, the star. Because like I said, the star is about growth, right? And healing, expansion. And it's for the self, but then it's also for others. The star card could not be a healer, quote unquote, a healer, if that person or that energy didn't act on the self first. You can't be, basically think of it that way. How could you be an effective doctor who performs surgery or is set to give someone a blood transfusion if your arm is broken? Like, no, you will be resting until your arm is set and healed, and then you can resume or go about your business of being a doctor that provides healing for others. If you are broken, quote unquote, broken, okay, or injured or ill, you cannot be a healing and helpful figure for other people. So this whole thing that you've done has been primarily for yourself. Now that you're coming out as the Queen of Cups in your outcome, you're ready to heal and help and just sort of act towards others now. What you will do, how you'll do it, when you'll do it, what you're deciding, I don't know. Some of you, I don't know. Some of you will choose the path of least resistance, right? And you'll remain, quote unquote, unawakened. Even though you know you've had an awakening, even though you know you're on the precipice, on like the starting line of some great new journey in your life, maybe aligned to destiny and fate. Maybe in line with a soulmate or twin flame thing, okay? And I have said that so with conviction. So for some of you, that's what you want to hear. That's what you need to hear. That's your affirmation. Take it, run with it, cool. But some of you hear those words, imagine those situations, imagine the changes that will happen after making a certain decision, and you won't do it. Because that's life. Free will, yeah? It might be my destiny, but I don't have to do it if I don't want to, right? That's free will. Now, your overall energy, King of Pentacles. Oh, boy. In some cases, Scorpio, this is you. Because again, I talked a lot, and I hope I was able to get the nuance of it across to you. This idea of the trappings of happiness and the image of happiness, okay? Again, that mirror image of the happy family here with the Ten of Cups, smiling in photos. and being social and being active on your social media, doing all that kind of stuff. But look at the posture of this person. Exhausted, tapped out, okay? The King of Pentacles is the epitome of the Pentacles suit, right? He's reached the top. He's the he's the head honcho, right? So there's very little for him left to accomplish. Oh. Okay, listen. That's interesting. I'm going to explain what I just was having a vision about, I guess you could call it. But anyway, there's not much else for him to do. He's done it all, and he's tired. In this particular depiction, he's tired. Maybe he's relaxing. Maybe he's having like a little cat nap or whatever. But he's just, there's nothing else to do here, is kind of what this feels like. And the vision, or what I felt alongside that, is basically what many of you are going through. I've worked here for 15 years. What else is there in the world? A pizza shop. I should open a pizza shop, or I should start, my own investment firm. Whatever you want to do. That sounds crazy. The King of Pentacles has worked hard to get at the top of his career, has worked hard to build a stable foundation for his family at home, right? But look at the posture. Tired of that. Bored of that. Already fulfilled with that. There's no other challenge ahead in that on that pathway. Same thing can be said for the family life. If you are newly married, if you've been married for 30 years, if you're just dating the same person, or you're out there dating everybody, that is weird. I don't think that applies. But just for argument's sake, you could have the opposite experience where you've been kind of having casual dates and having casual relationships, and now the prospect of these happy homes and this stability and this deep connection with one particular person is that new challenge for you, that new path, and you are either running towards it or you're running away from it, right? That might apply for some of you. But what I'm more feeling is, because the King of Pentacles signals to structures, things that we can depend on, right? It's predictable, his life. There's no surprises. Nothing else to gain, or not nothing else to gain, but certainly not much else to work towards here. Tapped out. As the overall energy, I think this is signaling maybe to the challenge, to the inception point of what the star is mulling over, what the Hermit is analyzing, what has knocked the Four of Swords off its feet and laid it up in an infirmary type of thing. The other thing about the King of Pentacles and all of the kings is you might have a slight father archetype that is of importance to you. Either this is your father, or you are the father, the head of the household, whatever it is. So there might be something there about fatherhood, or being the provider, or being provided for. Again, going back to that scenario where the mother-in-law or your mom is like, do you need money? The idea of being provided for and how exhausting that is. Okay, just to end that real quick, because that was a point I wanted to make earlier and I can't remember if I made it. I think I did, but just to reiterate, to take on someone's money in some families comes with stipulations, comes with IOU kind of energy. Oh, I remember when I gave you $1,000 so you could pay for the kids to go to soccer camp over the year. Well, I think that means that blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, you said it was a gift, or you gave it from your heart. Like, it's like a manipulation. Thank you. It's a manipulation. The King of Pentacles, I don't think this person or that energy is particularly manipulating you right now. But in the past, as an archetype, as a theme for you, Scorpio, it can come as a manipulation. If you're going to give me a gift, give it to me without strings attached. For some of you in your life, gives you gifts, offers you help and support, but with strings attached, and that's a problem. All right, Scorpio, that's the reading for September. My gosh, this has been like a soap opera. This has been very interesting. If you liked it, there's a like button down below. If you want to comment and let me know how this resonates in your life, leave a comment down below. You can share this video across your social media platforms, and of course you can subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed already. Very quickly, I'll be back in about 2.5 weeks to give you the mid for September. I'm going to be back doing a live for Virgos for their birthday. You can show up to that reading and hang out if you want. If you want to skip it, that's totally cool. And of course, I will be back at the end of September doing your October monthlies, okay? All right, Scorpio, I thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.